This morning's confession, dear Freak Show, my wife has been changing and I'm not quite sure how to fix things. We've been married for 6 years and for the most of the time we've been happy and content. About 2 years ago, she decided to get a BBL. I supported her choice, hoping that it would boost her confidence, and boy, did it. However, things have changed drastically since then. She now always wears extremely revealing clothing, showing off her body at every opportunity, not just at parties or special events. It's everywhere, even if it's just going to the grocery store or a parenting event with the school. She's always going on girls' nights out now and weekend trips with her friends. I brought up my concerns and asked about it, simply expressing my worries, and instead of a calm conversation like we would normally have, she became super defensive, accusing me of being controlling and called me insecure. I only asked a question. I feel like I'm losing the woman that I married, the way she dresses, the frequent outings with the group of women who seem to be living a different lifestyle than we were used to. Her defensive reaction to my simple questions have me deeply worried now. Like, what kind of thing did I get into with allowing this to happen? How do I bring this up again without her blowing up at me? What do I do to get my wife back?
Oh my gosh, this is a tough one.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
You know, she's feeling herself, obviously. She probably hasn't ever had a body like this before. Maybe, potentially. Maybe this is her first time having a butt ever. Because I know if I ever got a BBL, I'd definitely be like, oh, finally.
But would you know? But you wouldn't thought it out though.
No, I wouldn't. Also because I have kids, so I don't, there's a time and a place for everything. And I feel like listening to your partner, especially your husband on this one, would be beneficial.
Is there a way that, not a way, there is, but is there a need to check your partner when something like that happens? You went under the knife and got, more busty.
Mm-hmm.
If your husband was like, hey, after that happened and your change in wardrobe, because obviously you want to show him off,
sure,
but now you're showing too much, can your partner look at you and say, hey, I get it, but can we dial it back? Because you're motorboating the preachers.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
we at church and you motorboat them.
I feel like your partner should be able to have these conversations with you, definitely, especially if you're going out all the time, even to like the parenting like conferences and stuff and the grocery store where he feels like, wow, it's just like way too much.
A lot of booty chatter.
I've had this conversation said to me before in my household, like, hey, can we tone it down a certain, blah, 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 because I had to get mine redone after I had kids and I wanted to get them redone because of breastfeeding.
Anthony pulled you aside.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, you don't always have to show cleavage. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, guys can and girls can tell that you have, your chesticles, even if you're wearing something that's like up to your neck. We can tell that you got big old stuff going on.
Yeah,
you don't have to have like the cleavage line. And yeah, I feel like that's okay. It's not being checked. It's like, hey, babe, I love you and I love your body. I love it when you show it off. But do we need to do it all day, every single day?
Is that controlling?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it can come from a loving situation. I would say I wouldn't blow up at her.
Wait, 941 says she must be a Scorpio. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean they're sexual? I don't know. All right. Wait, so how does he fix it? That's his question. My question is, have you had to check somebody who got an upgrade, whatever it was? Did did your man get hair plugs and stop wearing hats? I don't know. Like, when they got something that they invested in and feel a little bit better about, do you have to, as a partner, help them dial it back? Are you allowed to do that? 888-429-0941. We'll hit Travis and come back. Funny because all of the responses are pretty much more concentrated on the friends.
Yeah.
On the friend circle changing because she's out, she's for the streets, she cheating. Whoa, you've lost her. Like, that's what we're getting on the text, but it's more so not because of what she's wearing, but because of how she's acting, and it changed it up.
Yeah, this person says my wife did the same thing and now all she owns is crop tops.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's rough. It was like keyword allowed. He might be a little controlling. That's out of the 847. Let's see. We got Allie on the phone. Allie was saying the same thing. But you didn't like this email.
No.
Why?
Because, okay, And it's funny that you said she paid for it because I missed that part. But that's even worse that he had something to say because, girl, my money, my choice. But the thing that got me triggered is like with women, especially when they get this kind of thing done, it's like I said, it's always a problem after the fact. You know, it sounds good on paper, but then when it happens, it's like, oh, nah, I don't like that. And another thing is like when you ask Meredith, and she brought up like, you know, what her husband did, he's got a point, but it can turn controlling very quick. Like it's a very thin line. You know what I mean?
But let's talk about controlling for a minute, though. If I'm your man, I see things that you don't see, so I should be able to say something.
100%. It's all about the tone. It's how you're approaching the conversation. You know?
So if you aren't paying attention, but you want to show them off because you're feeling good about yourself, I should be able to check you, right, Allie? Like say, hey, baby, like, you know, like we outside. Yeah. We doing a little bit much for the PTA meeting.
I mean, I guess, you know, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, because I guess, I don't know, it really just depends on the situation. Like, for example, I wouldn't be wearing something skanky to a PTA meeting, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Never.
Like, and also that person that said they might be a Scorpio, okay? I was triggered. That's why I called.
See, you Scorpios out here bad in these streets. That's what it is. I appreciate it, Mama. Thank you. Let's see here. We got Nate on the phone. Nate, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, Big O? What's up, baby?
What's going on with you?
Hey, man, I got to holler at you, man, because look here. Go and tell bruh, kick back. He already got her. She ain't going nowhere. Let her have her fun. It's just like a man with a new car. You know what I'm saying? He gonna ride it till he get old. So you know what I'm saying? Go on, let him have his fun for a minute. You know what I mean? Let her have her fun. She gonna calm down. You know, she ain't gonna leave you, so don't be trying to control her. Say, go ahead, yeah, baby, you look good. Oh, yes, you look good. And compliment her. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to control her.
Okay, you know so you feel that pretty much you can't pull her back, so you just gotta let her run free.
Right, let her run, cause she gonna calm down. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get old, just like that car get old when you get a brand new one. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Some time, then.
I appreciate you, Nate. All right, let's see. All right, wait, Carl, what do we do in this situation? She brand new and she got a different attitude.
Yeah, man. Here's the thing. First of all, am I correct? Did I hear correctly? They are married.
Oh, yes, married.
Okay. Here's the deal, right? So there's a level of maturity in marriage and or relationship where it matters what your partner thinks, especially. Well, I mean, vice versa. It's not that the husband's opinion matters more than the wife's. But if your husband is starting to notice that you're going out more often, you're wearing stuff that's a problem to him. It's not appropriate. It shows a whole lot. It should matter to you. It's not a matter of him checking her. But if it doesn't matter to her, then we have to ask ourselves a couple of questions. And then the other thing is that insecurity. She says that he's being insecure. Unless it's pointed inward, when you're talking about yourself and insecurity, really, he's smart to be insecure in a situation where you're married. All of a sudden, your wife is going out more often, showing her body more often because she had some work done. How smart would it be? Why would you be secure in a situation like that?
Yeah, it should make you insecure because you're like, hey, the tides are changing.
Absolutely. Plus, if anybody's insecure, it's likely her. Because now that she's got this work done, she wants to be seen more. That means she was insecure to start with whatever body part that she had some work done in. Now she wants to show it off more in a way that's not conducive to a relationship or marriage based on his values.
Yeah.
So that should matter to her.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, when you get the work done, now you got your new friends of baddies.
Yeah.
That, you know, what happened to the moo-moo wearing ladies that you used to hang out with? Like, where did they go?
Did you drop all your other friends because you got a BBL?
Now you got the baddies with all of the BBLs, and it's just your whole, now you run around looking like the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah.
And it's a difference. So your husband should be able to say something.
I think so.
And your wife should, too, if there was something that you got. You know, your partner should be able to check you.
If you respect each other, I would think so. Out of the 813, first-time texter, this is Mr. Tampa. I got my wife a mommy makeover, and it was the best decision I ever made because now she feels more confident than she ever has in her entire life, and I'm a huge supporter of that. I'm also currently working on myself so I can feel more comfortable now. And anyway, as long as she feels good and it's not disrespectful to the relationship, why let it matter?
He called himself Mr. Tampa.
That's what it is, Mr. Tampa. Okay, for somebody that says that you're not as confident as you should be, Mr. Tampa sounds like you're very confident.
I mean, for real. Like, yeah, I think we need to slow both of y'all down, like Mr. and Mrs. Tampa in there. This is something that people probably are used to because everybody's getting some work.
Yeah.
But just because you get work, like Carl was saying, doesn't mean you got to start showing it all off. They knew. I get it. And you even went through it.
Yeah.
They're new, so, you're like trying to figure out how to harness them in.
Yes, exactly.
So you get a little bit of grace.
You had some fun.
But
tone it
that's
down
only
a
one
little
hot
bit.
summer. You come back for the second hot summer, we got to talk.
Right.
That's
yeah.
just saying. All right, put them away.
No.
Just like Anthony said. Cover them up.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
All right.
If you want more, and I know you do, make sure you hit like and hit subscribe right below.